Hello, this is X I Heart Sora X, and I'm here with another rant, but not on any books or anything, but just a certain type of movie that always seems to bother me whenever one seems to come out. It's chick flicks. I know that there's girls who are just goo goo gaga over things like this, and um, yeah, those things just really are stupid and bother me. So let me just show you what I've typed out and why I really don't like them. In every single chick flick, the story is exactly the same, but there's always just some sort of twist on it. There's always a guy and there's always a girl. And most of the time, the guy is like seen as this big, confident guy who can like get any girl he wants or something like that. And then there's this other girl who's either been best friends with him for a really long time, or she's just this like shy little geek person, and then they somehow fall in love through like this long and drawn out process that could only take like 15 minutes to solve if they were human. But like there's always a different twist on it. Like she's just friends with a guy, like I said. She might already be engaged to another guy, and he realizes, and then this other guy realizes that he likes her, but she has a disease, perhaps, as in 51st Dates, perhaps, when she had that memory dysfunction, or I don't know, other types of diseases, or dead in some cases, such as the movie that came out called Over My Dead Body, or other things like that. But to stand up for it, there are some chick flicks that are at least decent. One example is The Princess Diaries, which, um, you know, the second one was kind of annoying because she was a lot like the other chicks that you see in this in the movies. But the first one was alright because there wasn't really a guy interest at all. But what I recently saw was the chick flick called Bride Wars, and I'll stand up for that because it actually wasn't too terribly bad. The girls were perfectly fine and they reacted like people normally would when you have two weddings on the same day and it's like your best friend getting married. Yeah. I always give things away, don't I? But what made me mad in that movie was actually the guy, which never normally happens. The guy at the end, the guy was like, I fell in love with you, but I liked how you acted 10 years ago. And Anne Hathaway's character was like, I'm not who that is now, so peace. That's the only thing that really pissed me off. Otherwise, the movie's actually pretty nice. But what I'm going to use in this rant is like another recent sort of chick flick that I saw that really annoyed me. It was called Maid of Honor, that was made in 2000, came out in 2008. I really didn't like the girl in this one. See, she met this guy back in college and they really, really hated each other, but then they ended up becoming best friends somehow. And they, are basically really connected to each other's lives. Like, they wake up, go get breakfast, they talk about their, I was about to say feelings, no they don't, but they just talk about what they want to do with their lives and stuff like that. But then he finally starts to realize that when she's gone from his life because she goes on a trip, he really needs her. And that's when he finds out that he really likes her. That part I didn't mind so much. It was when she came back. Because when she came back, she apparently met this guy when she went to Scotland. And she was stuck out in the rain, and she thought that she was going to be there all night. But this guy came out of nowhere and was like, hello there, Lassie, may I help ya? And then she apparently fell in love after being there for 2 weeks. That's nice and everything, but then when she came back and she said, hey, I'm engaged, the guy was like, oh shit, now I can't say anything. See, that part bugged me because if he had just been honest and just said, hey, whatever your name is, I really like you. See, honestly, all of them should have just, sat down and talked about this because he has known her for a lot longer than the Scottish guy did. I mean, all the Scottish guy did was help her out of the rain, and they just so happened to have a few things in common. No, they just have to, mess with these people's, they're not real people, but mess with the audience's emotions and get them either really soppy and love gaga or get them really pissed off like I did and make this long drawn out process of a guy and a girl eventually getting together for an hour and a half. It's freaking ridiculous. Girls, if they really act like that, then they need to be smacked across the face. Okay, what else do I have on here? Yeah, they make it seem like guys have to go through extraordinary lengths to get through this girl, but to get through this girl, wow, to get to the girl. I mean, It's like that to satisfy both the actress in the movie, but also the girls out in the audience who are watching this movie. I mean, why should a guy have to go through all of these different things for a girl? I mean, I know that sometimes in certain cases girls deserve that, but not in this case, really. If the guy had just, well, I guess realized this sooner, or had just called her in Scotland and been like, fuck that guy, I like you more. But another thing that's kind of funny, almost every single chick flick has a wedding that the chick is gonna be in, and the guy has to ruin it to prove that he loves her, instead of just, saying flat out, hey, I like you, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot that I could say right now, but I really do love you from the bottom of my heart, or something like that. Why do people want to ruin weddings anyway? That's just stupid, even if it's a fake wedding. And even better, whenever the girls walk out of the movie theater like that they probably drag their boyfriends to go watch, which I apologize, guys, in advance for, you just lost 10 points on your masculinity, but the girls are always like, oh, why can't I ever find a boy who would do something like that for me? And, I mean, not to be negative or anything, but guys probably wouldn't care that much unless you really were fully in love or something like that. But, again, it shouldn't matter in the first place that a guy has to do all this crap for a girl unless she really deserved it. I mean, the girl in Maid of Honor, she already had her life pretty much set up. Like, she had a really good life, and so did the guy, but it was just very bad timing on his part, and if he had just, gone with his instinct instead of trying to break them up in the first place, which just ended up making everything worse on his part, then they wouldn't have had that problem in the first place. He ended up not being the maid of honor anymore since she doesn't have any girl best friends. Yeah, then he had to go and ruin the wedding. Also, something else that's annoying, in every single movie, in order to make more drama, the girl always has to catch the guy doing something bad and make her feel even more negative. Like in Maid of Honor, the girl saw the main guy and his ex in bed together, and she automatically assumed that they were going to have sex. When in reality, he didn't want her, and she was drunk off her ass, and he was trying to push her away and get her off, but she wouldn't leave him alone. But no, she just automatically assumed that they were gonna go fuck and ran off. And he tried to talk to her, she's like, no, go away! I hate you, why are you messing with me like this? Seriously, girls, if you just talked to your guys about these problems like that, then you wouldn't even be, the guys wouldn't be in the doghouse, and girls wouldn't be eating chocolate and getting fatter or anything like that. It's just freaking stupid. The girls in the movie always have a lot more estrogen than they need, seriously. I mean, if you would just talk to the guy, he could lie, but if he wasn't interested in you, then he would just be saying, oh yeah, I just kind of messed around with her a little, don't worry though, I'm not going to get back with her, or something like that. But if he did like you, then he would just say, no, she was drunk and she wouldn't leave me alone. But yeah, he could lie and try to get with you, but that wasn't really a good point, was it? Anyway. What I'm trying to say is I just hate that the girls always assume the worst in these movies. I mean, where are the positive people? I know that we live in a horrible world where, there's bad people out there, but there are still some good people here, and I hate that the girls just automatically always assume that the guy is a terrible person. In Maid of Honor's case, she's been with him for 10 years-ish. She would know him by now. And I mean, he did change for her, and that's basically all I really have to say about this. I just hate how the chick flicks are always the exact same way, and I hate wasting my good money just to go and watch the exact same thing happen and get pissed off at the girl all the fucking time. So there's my 2 cents about chick flicks, and I will see you guys later. Peace.